Welcome to Cantone Stadium on October 28th, 2016. My name is John Parentazzi. I'm the color analyst in this fantastic game tonight between the Mainland Mustangs and the Vineland High Fighting Clan. Rich Scarborough is my partner who will be doing the play-by-play. And before I turn it over to Rich for some stats and some talking about the game, this is a real treat for me to be here tonight because we have not beat Mainland since Rich told me that we go back to my last year of coaching when we beat him. And Rich, who played for me, we never lost to Mainland in the 80s. And Mainland has always had a rich tradition. And Rich, I watched him this week on Huddle, and they're very young. They're very, very young. And they're 0-6 coming into the game, which is really surprising for a Mainland. They have a new coach. Really a good guy, Smitty.
Yeah, Chuck.
Known well for a long time. Bob Coffey was there for, my goodness, maybe 25 years or so.
Well, Max Preps had him back here again. They still have him. They didn't think he was going to leave.
He's still on our roster as the head coach. Rich?
Well, let me tell you, Coach, as we're here, this is like the calm before the storm. And who would have thought a team that you haven't beaten since 1988, you've lost 16 straight to Mainland. Mainland all-time, thanks to Coach, is 25 wins, 10 losses. And all those losses came before the turn of the century, 12 years before in 1988 with the last win. So 16 wins in a row for Mainland. And Vineland comes into this game about a 40-point favorite.
Yeah. Did you see the check marks in the paper?
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever saw, and Richard, you've been doing this a long time, and so have I. I've never seen Vineland have the entire checklist.
Yeah, and everything's on Vineland's side. And you're talking about a big, game in the preseason. Oh, we have Mainland back. Maybe we can make up for some stuff. But it was just last year that Mainland beat Vineland 31-14. Pacheco had the 2 touchdowns, but Vineland was held to 161 yards of offense. Last year, running back Seymour was not in the game. He was injured. But 28 years since VHS has had a win over Mainland, and we are set and primed for that tonight. Some of the key players for Mainland, defensive end Jack Bergman leads the defense. He's 6'2", 235. He's a senior. At wide receiver, it's Marcus Plummer at 6'1", 170. He's got nearly 200 yards receiving and leads the team with 11 receptions. And Tahir Campbell, the running back, he'll do most of the work carrying the ball. A little more diversified for Vineland, as the offense has just been outstanding and explosive. So as Coach Russo's team starts to defeat all of Coach Parentazzi's long-standing records, hopefully tonight we can get the Mainland win. That hasn't happened since Coach. The team is well on pace to break the all-time points scored in a season record that Coach Parentazzi's 84 team has the record in that. So a lot of records falling to Coach. So we may have to take him out and get him a beverage later. I don't know. But no, we're just so happy and pleased.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, hasn't it, Rich, to see all the positive. People ask me all the time, is Vineland for real? Are they? And I tell them, they've got a lot of talent. And they really do. Rich, you go up and down the lineup, and each position is played by a young man who has improved tremendously, and you can't but give him accolades. The Reyes kid, I can't believe how he's improved. Our center,
ladies and gentlemen,
oh my God, yeah.
what an improvement in the snapping of the ball and the shotgun. And all this has made them what they are right now, 6-0 with a chance probably to go in the last 3 games of the year against really tough opponents in the prep, the state game, and then Millville.
Yeah, and the state game could be, as you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, Millville, and then Millville again.
I'm going back a few years, and we both had the same record going into the playoffs. And the state made us play.
You got it, Coach. I thought it was the national anthem at first. Sorry about that.
And the state made us play the playoff game on the Saturday before Turkey Day, and it counted for the Turkey Day game. It's the only time I can remember, except for weather, There was a snow out once.
Senior cornerback, number 30.
But we
Justin
actually
Young.
played the Turkey Day prior to it.
Well, Coach, as you talk about playoffs, give you the up-to-date Group 5 playoff
Senior guard,
standings.
number 68.
Just bear in mind
Paranaccio.
that if you have a bye, you're short points for a game. You only get points for games. So Toms River North leads the way with 125 points. Rancocas Valley second with 93. Hal 89 and third. Vineland in fourth with 79. Millville with 71. Followed by Cherokee, Southern, Trenton, and then AC. Talking about the talent on the Vineland team. Last week, we talked about the skill positions, your running backs, receivers, and quarterbacks, and I didn't know that anybody on the AC side would have been starting on the Vineland side. That's how deep they are, and as Coach always mentions, the pipeline is set. Undefeated JV team, one-loss freshman team. So everything going just perfect.
Senior wide receiver, number 11, Vasalios.
Rich, it's a pleasure to watch them. If I have the only negative thing, and there is no negative right now because of the way they're playing, but the penalties still scare me when you get into a tight game.
Yeah, they've done a better job, but they're still there. Yeah,
You know.
and a credit to the coaching staff to have the guys up for these games. You know, it gets a little tough. You have memories of getting beat by them, but you know, a lot of times you come into a game knowing that if you execute, you're going to be more than fine. So before we go much further, as they're announcing the starting lineup and the seniors, we'll thank our sponsors, starting with the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, 4049 Italia Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-5558. Beretta Plumbing and Heating, 1784 Pine Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-1950. Newfield Bank, 11 locations in Cumberland and Gloucester County, 800-690-3440. Richland Carpet and Flooring, 1309 Harding Highway, Richland, 856-697-3041. Larry's 2 Restaurant, 907 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-692-9001. Ducharme's at 925 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-690-1500. Patino's ShopRite, 1255 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-9395. Bachma Landscaping, 822 North Brewster Road, Vineland, 856-691-1559. Sir Speedy, 22 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-0741. And Dr. Joseph Bernardini at Reconstructive Orthopedics, 994 West Sherman Avenue, Vineland, 856-696-0900.
Rich, one of the things I was down on the field is the improvement in our field. A couple weeks ago when I came back, I was devastated by the condition of the field. And it looks like they planted some grass, and it was very, very hard surface down there on the field tonight, which is good for runners. I mean, there's no sogginess or anything, and that surprised me because it rained last night. But the field's in really good condition.
Well, we'll quiet down for the national anthem played by the VHS Marching Clan Band.
gigs I did over the week.
Our officials for this evening, referee is
I got on the horn
Ocean.
with
The umpire is
two
Ron
of my
Howe.
buddies
The head
that are
linesman
football
is Tim
officials.
Elliott.
About the running clock?
Yes, I
Hey,
got
man.
it cleared up. I
All
got
right.
the rule down.
Line judge
Now I
Mike
know.
Macheezy.
First of all,
The field
it
judge
can't start till the second half.
Okay.
Tony
I didn't know
Fazin.
I didn't know that one either.
Side judge
Number
Jeff
2,
Dowling.
if you go up
And timer is
35,
Jason Peterson,
and the
assisted
clock
by Mr.
starts
Kyle
with
Jones.
the running. If the other
Divine
team
High School football
scores,
staff.
it shuts
Again,
off.
Defensive coordinator
Okay.
is Mr. Clifton Smith.
So
The
last
offensive
week when we
coordinator
saw it
is
off,
Jason
we
Volpe.
saw it on,
Okay.
we saw it
Line
off.
coach Sylvester Civiali-
But,
Civialia. Our
that's the rule.
defensive line
And
coach
should
is
stop
Jose
after
Guzman.
touchdowns.
The varsity JV coach
Into
Mr.
the running
Perez.
clock. Timeouts,
Academic coach Mr. Albert Porter.
touchdowns, and
Okay.
Our
injuries.
director of
Gotcha.
athletics Mr. Donnie
But
Robbins.
I said to the
Our
guys, I
managers
said,
are Bruce Trapani, Joe Pettit,
you
and
know, it
Dave
was our
Gacy,
fault
and the
because we
athletic trainers
really
are
didn't
Rick
investigate the
Rickenbell and
rule
Garrett
good
Thomas
enough.
Fellow.
But tell me what the rule is, and they went through the whole thing with me.
Well, I'll tell you something else that has to be a record, and you know these really good teams we've had in the past, up till when
Our
you were
team
coaching.
this
I know
evening
them
is Jack
before I
Martin,
may have missed something, but
Kyle
right now,
Serrano,
Vineland at 6-0.
Mike Schneider,
The last 5 games,
and Brian
they've had a
Newton.
running clock, meaning they've had a lead of 35 points or more in 5 straight ball games. Just to be able to say Vineland has scored 35 points or more in 5 straight ball games is enough. But to say you're leading by 35 points or more in 5 straight ball games, that is an incredible accomplishment.
Rich, I have to go back to the 80s. And even before that, when I was coaching, there was no such rule. And coaches wouldn't allow that because they wanted to play their youngsters. So they had a normal clock no matter what it was.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I know my many years of coaching freshman football, I would have 50 kids, and we'd get there, and the refs would say, hey, how about instead of 10, we go 8. We get through. I have 50 kids to play a quarter here. Like, no, we're going to take it nice and slow. So your captain's out for the game.
Yeah.
Hales, Seymour, Ziegler.
Pretty sure we're going to
Thanks.
kick, Rich. I watched the referee turn his back to that side. Rich, as we're looking down left to right, and today, which I played golf, there was a 30-mile-an-hour wind, and that flag is blowing from left to right. We watched the kicker, you and I, and the Mainland kicker constantly put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, 55, 60-yard punts in warm-ups
Yeah.
with the wind.
Mainland will be receiving.
So before we go much further, we had those great shots down in the huddle with Coach. And that's thanks to tonight's crew, Mark McGill, Skylar LeBruno, Kayla Spire. Crew chiefs, Doug Diola and Ryan Steinbron. And executive producer of VPS TV is Gia Masori, the school district's public information officer. I'm going to pop my headphones off for a second. I got a little twist in my cord here.
You like the 6 o'clock start, Rich?
I kind of like 7.
Me too.
At the end of the night, I like it, but it's kind of nice to make it your post-Friday meal outing here.
This is the second 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be Kling kicking it off for Vineland to get this underway. Mainland was in a game last week I watched on TV with Ocean City until the second half. This one's going to be taken with a full head of speed at the 22 and tripped up and brought down Reyes, diving, hitting an ankle as he breaks up the wall for the stop.
And that's where Mainland will have it, first and 10.
One thing about our specialty teams, Rich,
from their own 31.
they have been excellent.
Yep, and you know there was one kickoff that got returned, but we've kicked the ball off 5 times more than any other team with all the points we're scoring. Well, for Mainland, give you a rundown on their offense. They average 32 yards rushing a game, while Vineland averages 263. Mainland averaging 55 yards passing to Vineland 71. Total yards, Mainland 85, Vineland 335. So offense has been a struggle. At quarterback, it's Shamir Jones. And he's under pressure early. He throws it complete. Oh, and dropped it the last second. Would have had a first down. As nearly holding on to it long enough as Marcus Plummer, number 9.
Wow, that was an opening I didn't expect.
Well, Shamir
He
did,
threw the ball well.
Yeah, Jones
That's
did
the
it.
best I saw watching him on huddle. I told you, Rich, I didn't think he could throw the ball very well. He threw that on the line.
And he had pressure from Anderson and just stopped and delivered the strike, but 2nd and 10 after the drop. And if Mainland's going to try to compete tonight, they definitely. There's a pitch to the outside. He's turned in nicely, pursuit, and swarmed over for a loss of about 3. That's their kind of option.
Yeah, that's just a normal.
He
He don't even read, Rich. He just pitch.
Yeah, and
He don't read anything.
I did watch it. The Vineland coaches do a nice job of breaking down the opponent's film, and they share some of that with us. And pretty much whenever Mainland is in motion, they go motion side 90% of the time.
Yeah.
The other is a really deep in the backfield delayed counter, which I don't think would work against this aggressive Vineland defense. So you can kind of see some motion and know where they're going to be heading. Right now they're heading for a 3rd and 11. And there's a pass. Anderson, good pressure. Breaking away is Shamir. Floats it to an open receiver. It's caught. He makes a nice move to the inside. Cosby from the linebacker spot comes up and makes the stop along with Blakely. But a big gain after nearly sacked for a loss of 8.
Yeah. Should have been a sack, Rich. I didn't know who. Was that Anderson
Yeah,
came in?
that was Anderson. Had him, just couldn't bring him down. So
Yeah.
give some credit to Shamir Jones.
I didn't expect this, Rich. After watching Mainland on film, I didn't expect him to come out throwing.
Now, and he's not getting rid of it super quick. There's a dive up the middle. Cosby in on another stop.
Mainland ball carrier.
Timing was off on that play, Rich.
Shot by Cosby.
It was a bad snap, and it threw the play out of whack.
2nd down and 10.
Yeah, execution hasn't been outstanding for Mainland this year.
No.
You're going to get some of those breaks in there. A second sooner, he probably picks up 3 or 4 yards. This time Anderson shows blitz. Kind of like the way Vineland sets up, and they leave Cosby in a little bubble right over the center. And he just has a great nose and instinct to get to the football. This play's taking a little bit of time to get in. We have 5 seconds left to snap. 4, 3, 2, and they get it off. Floated over the middle, and Cosby with a picture-perfect tackle. Short gain on the play, setting up 3rd down. Well, we talked about the team going over the offense.
About 6 yards to go for the first.
Points per game is another category offensively, where Mainland is averaging 3.8 points a game, while Vineland is averaging 40.
Yeah, they haven't been much of an offensive threat in any game.
Well, it's a pretty bland and vanilla offense, which a lot of teams have run. Now they're going to go past. They look to set up a screen, and it's incomplete.
2nd drop ball.
Datrell Williams was there to make the stop. It would have been short of the 1st down, but it should have been caught. And that's where if you're Jones, if you're Shamir Jones, I mean, you've had 2 balls dropped.
Guess you're 0-6, Rich. You got nothing to lose by going on 4th down.
And, you know what? I was going to say, and punting into the wind, but look at the flags on the goalpost. We've got a calm right now in the wind. So 4th and 6. Jones has 4 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Vineland sitting in zone. There's pressure. Jones gets away from it. He floats it deep and complete for the touchdown. It's like Blakely got up in the air to try to knock it down, but that ball just carried, and quickly Mainland in the end zone for the score.
32-yard pass, Rich. Who caught that, Rich? Do you know?
That would be number 3, T.Q. Campbell.
Campbell?
I believe it was Campbell. I was watching our number 3 try to get that away from him.
I don't know why the clock is running.
I don't even know.
So the extra point, John McLaughlin doesn't make that one as it hits the upright. McLaughlin, one of the better kickers in the league.
Hey, yo, stop talking about them like that, bro.
It's a very sluggish start defensively. A few good plays here and there, but That ball was in the air quite a long time.
Now there's an example. They scored and the clock kept running. It was 7:14 when they scored and they let it run.
It's only the second time this season that an opponent's first drive has resulted in points.
Rich, I think the whole coaching staff is surprised they came out throwing.
Yeah, Vineland, plenty of defenders there, just not able to get to the ball.
Well, again, it's the pass rush. We've missed him twice now.
You had our hands on him.
Break down. Don't go diving. Break down and make the tackle.
You know, try to work from the outside in, contain that outside, push him back away. He had 4 receivers at the bottom. You definitely don't want to let him get outside of you where you can get the ball to them.
Well, this young man put it in the end zone the other way. Let's see where he kicks it. I think we're a little too deep.
Comes McLaughlin. The wind has died down. McLaughlin and Kling right by each other for kickers' points and touchbacks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and that's recovered. That's where you got to come up and make a fair catch on that one. As Mainland's going to get the onside kick and recover it.
Mainland will have the ball, 1st and 10.
So just that quickly, defense back to the field. There's a kind of hush all over the crowd, Coach.
Yeah. Well, it's Mainland's second possession.
Great field position at the 35.
35.
Yeah, I can remember I was one of those second line guys for you a little bit, and something came up in the air like that, you signal your fair catch.
Yep, catch the ball.
And you got to get to it. But a beautifully kicked, put right where he needed it to. McLaughlin makes up for his missed extra point. There's quarterback dive up the middle.
Ball carries number 11.
Just picking up about 1 or 2. Goes Shamir Jones.
He'll stop number 54, Reyes.
Reyes at the bottom.
Play like that, Rich, is just
second down, 9 to go.
Just to keep them honest. Listen, don't look. It look like they can move us up front at all.
Well, you know, up front with Hales, Reyes, Ziegler, and then Cosby behind them, those 4 can handle everything in between the tackles. Here's that same bunch to the top of the screen. There's pressure this time from behind. Hit as he throws it and almost intercepted, but not able to hold on as Phillips, who had nothing but daylight in front of him, so it's going to be 3rd down now.
Pass is broken up by number 5, Cash Phillips.
Good pressure again by Naheem Anderson.
30, about 9 yards to go for the first.
You know, whoever's ever on the clock, the referees are getting mad at them.
Well, usually that's the last stop before retirement. Did they do that in basketball too, Coach? Did you get to work a clock?
No.
When the knees were going? No. It's usually
did you see the ref? He's screaming
again
to just start the clock.
So 3rd down and 9. It's been a pass-heavy attack. Jones back to pass again. He gets away from Anderson the first time, but not the second. Is Reyes.
Quarterback is sacked in the backfield by number 8, Naheem Anderson.
For the sack and a big loss of about 10.
Assisted
knocking him back to the 45.
Reyes.
So here's where if you're Mainland, it's time to punt. You've got to lead. We're early in, well, not even that early, halfway through the first quarter, and they're going to punt now.
Ball will be spotted right at the 40.
So a loss of 6 on that drive for Mainland. That time the defense able to hold on, and
we've been very good on punt returns, Rich.
And it's Pacheco back deep. He stands inside his 5-yard line. John McLaughlin does the punt, and it's blocked. It's in front of Anderson. He doesn't see it. McLaughlin falls on it, but great field position for Vineland off the block kick by Anderson. Vineland starts at the Mustang 40.
Will take over 1st and 10 from Mainland's 40. Kick was blocked by number 8, Naheem Anderson.
Anderson a little banged up on that. So our first look at that high-powered Vineland offense, as I mentioned, 335 yards a game, and they've only been really playing 3 quarters. Last 2 weeks, the offensive line has been dominant. Hales pulls through, leads the way for Phillips, who picks his way into the middle, picks up about 5.
Cash Phillips brings the ball up to the 35. He was stopped on the play by number 5.
Well, at the tackles,
Teddy
Timmy Jones, number 57. Noah Sanzaloon, number 75 at guards. Aladdin Ardahan. And Ivan Hales, and at center 70, Bachman. Datrell Williams at the running back spot along with Phillips, with Seymour right alongside Pacheco, Vasilios, and Banks out wide. Here goes Pacheco through the middle. He gets to the middle, makes a move around the official, slices back in. He's got the first down and then some. The speed in which he attacked that, that's the whole key to his running. He really attacks the defense.
It's just the best running he's done since freshman year.
Yeah, and it's, I won't forget that run he had last week on that pass play where he took it down and went about 65, 70 yards and just outran everybody, outmoved everybody. So 1st and 10. So give up the middle and nothing there that time.
Ball carries number 5, Cash Phillips.
Phillips going to get dropped for about a loss of 3. Mainland, everybody on their team but one corner just bunched up in the middle there.
Loss of the play, brings up 2nd down, and about 14 yards to go for the first.
Too many guys to block in the middle there, Coach.
Got a distinct advantage, Rich, against these defensive backs.
Seymour takes it himself through the middle, picks up a block downfield, and looks like he's going to have the first down.
He's close.
Great job on the play by Timmy Jones. Pulled all the way around from right tackle and was 15 yards downfield making the block.
He's close enough for a measurement.
Well, we certainly can't tell if he has it from this end of the field here,
No.
Coach, but nice shot down on the field by our crew tonight. Let's see what we got. Looks like Vineland has the first down. So that's going to be 1st and 10, and they're going to spot it down at about the 13. .326 to go in the first quarter. Vineland's first possession. Pacheco looks to throw, fires a bullet to the 10, cutting on the inside, and in the end zone goes Datrell Williams. Williams in the end zone, not only a great reception, but pulls away from the defender. So Datrell Williams gets his touchdown. And Datrell does a lot of the dirty stuff, blocking all game, setting things up for the guys that touch the ball a little bit more. And this time gets himself open and gets in the end zone. So now Kling will try to get Vineland the lead. It's Bachman with the snap, Blakely with the hold. Good snap. Ball's down and spotted well. And the kick is good. So Kling converts and gives Vineland the lead.
Good comeback by Vineland. Well, that was made possible by the block punt.
Yeah, shortened the field a lot.
Boy, it sure did. Anytime you get the ball and the other team's inside their, 50-yard line, 40-yard line, you got to, what it gives you is 4 downs.
Yeah.
It gives you that extra down that, makes it possible to keep the ball.
returning coach, Phil Bernozzi, down there talking to the special teams. We know Phil Bernozzi, defense coordinator last year, was head coach at Paul VI. And then a couple weeks ago, resigned from that position and is back with the Fighting Clan.
Yeah, I didn't see him down there last week. Somebody had told me that he was coming back.
I ran into Phil for the first time at the JV game last Monday. We were both watching from the sideline there, and it's probably the most empty the sidelines have been at a Vineland home game. Is usually half the crowd is on Coach Russo's sideline there. I don't know how he can handle all that. We talked about it and keep that off the record. Here we go. Klink puts his foot into this one. It's drifting back inside to the 2-yard line. Nothing but black shirts in front. A good return, though, to get it out to the 20.
Well, this is their third possession. They scored on the first one on a,
what was that pass play?
79-yard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had the punt blocked on the second one. This is their third possession.
And on that first drive, they certainly did move the ball up the field through the air. But Vineland just almost sacking.
I got to watch Anderson because he's come unmolested on pass rush. And I don't know where he's lining up.
There's not much room between the players.
Oh, he's lining up wide on the left side. See him
Datrell Williams gets through. He doesn't ID the ball, though, and a nice carry before he's hit and dropped.
Yeah.
That time, Datrell didn't know if the quarterback had it or the running back, and they weren't close enough to tackle both. So he takes the most dangerous person, which is the quarterback.
Yeah. Anderson's lining up like a defensive end tonight. That's where he's coming with the pass rush. I have not played him in that spot before. St. Richie's on the left side as a defensive end. Now he's on the right side as a defensive end.
Oh, and he's through easy and quick and throws him down. He, as you mentioned, untouched. Just that rotation where he moved before the snap, it looked like Mainland picked their heads up, saw who they were blocking, and had their heads down as no one saw him. A loss of 5. And Anderson just throws him down like a rag doll, setting up 3rd and 10 for Mainland. We have 1:45 to go in the first quarter. So we see if Shamir Jones wants to throw this again. And it's not Jones this time, but it's complete. And it's short and then out of bounds. That time it's Dean Hall at quarterback.
Yeah, he's the one I saw in the film, Rich, was Hall.
Yeah, I saw whenever Shamir Jones came in, it was like highlighted.
Yeah.
You know, that there was a change there. But that's the first time he's been in that I've seen. So
well,
now back to punt.
Here's an adventure.
Goes John McLaughlin. No, not an adventure with his foot hitting the ball, but just a matter of holding up some blocking there. This time he gets away a short kick, and it takes a nice roll and down to the 41 where Vineland will take over. Well, the wind blowing a little bit again. It's on and off. So Vineland offense 1 for 1 on drives today.
1:28 left, Rich. Plenty of time to score. And the wind's kicked up again. See it?
Yeah.
Looking on the goalpost.
The flag's holding some too now. So the wind is at Vineland's back. See if Vineland wants to start this out in the air. A lot of Vineland's passing comes when you don't expect it on first or second down. There's the pitch to Phillips. He gets to, and there's a hold call. He gets to the outside, picks up about 15. So hold on the inside. Not much of a hold, but definitely a hold in there. The officials catch that. Anytime you have a player spinning away and like looking like a salmon heading upstream, you're going to get that call. Coach Cefalalio, the offensive line coach, not happy with the call down there. I got the opportunity to watch some of his practice and what they're trying to do with that line that has really come together so well. So Anderson and Banks to the bottom of the screen. And Vineland set. 1 minute to go in the first. And it's 1st and 20. Pacheco to pass. He has all day back there. And here he goes.
Good
Nice
cut.
block by Banks. Anderson steps up. Has a little screen there, and that's going to be a first down run. Wonderful block by 40 Banks, who sees Pacheco take off, and a great job providing some protection. That offensive line held up for a good 6-7 seconds, giving Pacheco all day, and then with all the receivers stretching out the field, the defenders were about 20 yards off the ball, and Pacheco puts those yards in his pocket with a first down. The throw to Phillips. Picks up some nice blocking. Drags across the middle. He could get to the end zone. Can he outrun the defense to the 10? 5, touchdown, Clan.
38-yard.
38-yard completion.
Now, I don't know if that's a run or a pass.
That one's a pass. That one's going
so?
forward. Yeah, I was on that. I'm going to score the pass. And I guess our official. Oh, there is a flag somewhere on the field. Why are we meeting back here? Yeah, there's a flag down at the 17, and Cash Phillips has been in the end zone probably, and it is on Vineland. Well, there's a lot of pointing this away and that. So the foul on Vineland.
No, it's going to be on the kickoff, Rich.
So must have been dead ball foul after the touchdowns. Good for Phillips, as I was mentioning. I think he has 4 touchdowns called back this year. Then yet alone last game they had him marked out at the 2, where kind of looked on TV that he had made it in the end zone. But Vineland gets in the end zone with 36 seconds to go up 13-6. Here's the kick by Kling. And that knocks out a bus window over the fence and good. So after a first drive for Mainland on the long completion, Vineland now gets their second score of the game to go up by 8. So we'll see if we should have the penalty here.
Yeah, I was wondering why he came over and talked to Danny, because he gave a push in the back.
So Mainland ready to return, and Kling's going to really have to put his foot in this one, as Vineland will be kicking off, I believe, from the 35. Oh, make it to 30. Kling's last kick came down to the 2-yard line in the air. So Mainland this time sitting at the 20.
It must have been against Vineland.
Yeah.
Well, if it had to be a dead ball after the touchdown.
But it was 20 yards away from the end zone, so that's why I'm like, I could see personal foul, but to have a legal block was kind of strange. But some kind of foul, but the points are on the board. Mainland hoping to get good field position as Kling all the way back at his 25 to toe this one. And the wind's dying out, of course, as he gets ready. The flag wants to lay down. Kling hits this one down to about the 25 with a full head of steam, heading straight to get it off, and looks like they're going to call timeout. And they do with 5:05 to go. Mainland will use a timeout. While we have that timeout, Coach, you can take a little breather. I'm going to thank our sponsors heading into the half. That's the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, 4049 Italia Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-5558. Beretta Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, 1784 Pine Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-1950. Newfield Bank, 11 locations in Cumberland and Gloucester County, 800-690-3440. Richland Carpet and Flooring, 1309 Harding Highway, Richland, 856-697-3041. Larry's 2 Restaurant, 907 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-692-9001. Ducharme's at 925 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, 690-1500. Patino ShopRite, 1255 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-9395. Bachman Landscaping, 822 North Brewster Road, Vineland, 856-691-1559. Sir Speedy, 22 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-0741. And Dr. Joseph Bernardini at Reconstructive Orthopedics, 994 West Sherman Avenue, Vineland, 856-696-0900. Boom! You tired after that, Coach? There you go. Third down and 5. Dean Hall at the quarterback spot. He calls for the ball. Anderson in his face, and he's just thrown a little bit in front of the intended receiver. Well, I'm going to do a little roster change here because I don't have a 34. Now I'm going to sign that. Let's see, which guy? I'm going to make that Pat Rain. Number 33 is now going to be 34. It's got to be one of them around there, Coach. So 4th down, Mainland the punt with 5:01 to go in the first half. Beautiful kick. It's going to get over the head of Phillips. No, Phillips has it. First guy misses. He heads back across the field, picks up another block. Ooh, and he's clobbered. No way. Horrible, horrible, horrible call. Horrible call. Horrible. That is the worst football call I have ever seen.
Rich, the only reason he called it.
Because he hit him too hard.
No. The play was by him.
No, it was not. That block was made 3 yards from the ball carrier. 3 yards from the ball carrier. And if he didn't hit him hard, they wouldn't have thrown the flag. But you know what? You're running down the field with not looking at what you're doing, going after a ball carrier. That was a picture-perfect highlight block. But because it was too hard, they throw the flag. That is the worst call I've seen in 25 years of radio and TV. The absolute worst. And yet again, Cash Phillips has a touchdown called back on some nonsense. Horrible call. You could not ask your player to block any better than that. He started at the far hash, came across, Vineland heads up, formed a wall. That's unfortunate. Say something, Coach, before I say something bad.
No, you said it all, Rich.
Goodness. You punish somebody for playing the game the right way. So Phillips denied on this phantom call. And right through the middle. Now to the outside and just running over the defender down to the 30 goes Seymour. No flag on the hard contact from the running back on the D-back that time. Ah, goodness. I think that 5 touchdowns called back that Phillips has been in the end zone. 4:42 to go. Vineland up 17-6. They're at the 30-yard line of the Mustangs. What do you teach your kids? Do you tell them not to block so hard?
No.
Through the middle. Straight through the middle. Picking up about 12 goes Seymour, running with some power and authority.
Brings the ball across to the 15. There's a flag on play.
Well, the Vineland faithful that are here tonight also in as much displeasure with that last call. That time about 20 yards away from the play, Datrell Williams getting assaulted by two little defensive backs. And that's going to be a penalty. So Vineland, first and goal at the 8.
It's amazing me how. Why would you even after the play is over do something stupid? And that's all it is.
Vineland
Stupid.
not playing with much emotion until that horrible call by the official. But now Seymour seems a little fired up and just wants to run over people, and he gets about 2 or 3 on that. Nice tackle on the play by Jack Bergman.
Brings the ball back down to the 5.
Bergman's a house in there. He's a senior at 6'2", 235. From that defensive end spot, he came all the way down and tackled that dive. So let's see if Vineland tries to go outside of him this time. Plenty of time, 3:43 to go. Seymour again alongside Pacheco. It's Seymour through the middle.
Bergman again.
Picks up about 2 or 3.
Tough kid inside Berman for Mainland.
Yeah. One of the linemen actually did a nice job. I think it was 67. Zach Donovan. And grabbed Seymour up high. So 3rd and goal. Ball right at the 2-yard line. Pacheco gives to Seymour, and he's not getting it that time. Whole defense drags him back. He's going to lose a yard, making it 4th. So Vineland up 17-6, 2:45 and running. It's 4th and goal from the 4. They'll probably go for this here, as a failure to make it would still pin Mainland deep.
Yeah.
See if they go one more time. And they fake it, and Pacheco drops the ball. And at the 10-yard line, Mainland will take over with 2:17 on the clock.
Looked like he slipped, Rich. I'm not sure.
It looked like his back foot slipped out.
Yeah.
So a dejected offense comes off the field.
I thought they could take a field goal there. That would have been neat.
Yeah, I kind of like going for it there, because if you take another field goal, it's kind of like they've done something to stop you there. And I think we're trying to make a statement, pounding Seymour in the middle of that line 3 times in a row. And it was about getting in, and they weren't able to do it. So hats off to the Mainland defense for making the stop. And let's see what we got going on here. They run counter, tackled and dropped, timeout Vineland. Come on, fellas. 2:08. I don't know why Vineland's not calling a timeout yet. Maybe they want to keep one for offense.
Or he's content to go in 17-6.
No. I'm going to run down and call one after this play. And it's a pitch. And pushed out of bounds. Saving a timeout as he goes out of bounds after a gain of about 1. It's going to be 3rd and 8. 1:32 to go on the clock. Now Mainland, if they run it, Vineland will have to use a timeout. If they throw an incompletion, Vineland's going to have a whole pocket full of timeouts.
Not a clock stop, Rich.
No, at this play. I'm saying that probably not going to throw for a first down here. No, but there's no running back to hand it to. See if they go quarterback draw. Now they're going to take a timeout.
Timeout. That's their second.
Timeout, Mainland.
Oh, I got this horrible feeling,
Again,
Coach.
if you
After
have
that
not
play, I
started
can't
over
shake it
already,
off.
we're asking that all
Vineland not getting in the end zone didn't
parents
help
of
me
our
any with
senior
that feeling.
Football players and cheerleaders, please go over to the other side of the field, right underneath the flag post for our halftime festivities. Again,
So while we
parents of
wait,
all of our senior football
let's
players
see
and
what's going to
cheerleaders,
transpire at the end.
please head to the
Let's
other
mention
side of the
tonight's
field.
crew one more time. We have Mark McGill, Skylar LeBruno,
Please
Kayla
line up
Spire,
right underneath the
crew chiefs
flag.
Doug
Thank
Deola and
you.
Ryan Steinbrenner, and executive producer of VPS TV is Gia Missouri, the school district's public information officer.
This quarter is going by awful quick, Rich. Each team has had the ball twice in this quarter, where compared to each team having the ball mainly 4 times, Vineland 3 times in the first quarter. So this has been a quick quarter.
Of course, we don't want to forget our other crew chief tonight, Dan Deola. Sorry, Dan. So here we go, third down, 3rd and 9. Trying to get out wide. Swung down at the 1. Call your timeout. Vineland calls timeout quickly, or are they signaling safety?
No.
Let's see if we're going to get a penalty on kicking the beanbag, but we didn't.
When did you see that?
Reyes was thinking it should have been a sack, and when the referee threw the beanbag to mark down inside the 1, he decided to kick it into the end zone. Fortunately, no 15-yard penalty on that. Can't touch those referees' flags, or beanbags, or hats. So Mainland going to be at the 2-yard line. They're going to be punting from back of their end zone.
1:19 to go. Plenty of time. I've never seen, Rich, in a long time, unabated going to the quarterback by Anderson. It looks like they can't account for him.
Yep, and there's other times he gets there, but I know what you mean. I'd say half of them he's not touched. The other time he's just running through some people.
They
But
just can't account for him.
and you think if you're watching films, you would say, hey, number 8, every play, got to know where he is. So Pacheco back in Mainland territory, right at the 38. Now he's going to drift back to midfield, try to get a running start on this.
Oh, we're offside.
And a horrible punt. And offsides Vineland. So I don't even know if I'd come after it from the outside. I just now I would, but when they're punting from the 2, I think you just drive that inside, throw a couple extra guys there, and just drive them back into them. But Mainland does have a very good kicker.
That's the second time a bunch been blocked tonight. 1 counted, 1 didn't.
So let's do this again this way. 5-6 yards deep in the end zone is McLaughlin. Pacheco back by his lonesome, and it's blocked again. Bachma can't get it. Who comes up with it? It's going to be Anthony Reyes. Gets the block kick, comes down with a touchdown, and when you're a defensive lineman, you don't get many opportunities, but Reyes picks it up and gets the touchdown, and Vineland with 1:12 to go back on the scoreboard. So the offense couldn't pop it in, and the defense gets it in there for them. So we see Reyes coming off with Fernaccio. And Anthony could be a little more happy because, as Coach did to me, you're never going to carry the ball. He never let me have a guard around, never let me do anything. But Reyes gets on the scoreboard. Here's Kling for the kick. And they're signaling good, but I think a whistle blew before the kick.
So 112
Let's see what
left.
happens. And the kick is going to stand.
Now leading 24-6.
So Vineland up 24-6 with just over a minute at a minute 12 to go. There's the young clan. There's 81 Comrade Jackson and Broom, along with quarterback of the future, Shelton. They've been dominant on the JV level and they're freshmen to boot. So pipeline's ready, plenty of replacements. Things are shaping up here, and Vineland's starting to take control of this ball game.
That's 3 block punts tonight, Rich.
Yeah. And you know what? There could be another one blocked earlier if you didn't have a very good kicker. The McLaughlin family's always been kicking down there. You know, the Giulianos and the McLaughlins, they've been kickers down there forever. And I forget the other kicker's name that they had, but he's actually coaching, giving Kling some workouts and helping him with his kicking along with McLaughlin. I know the two of them work out together on the weekends. And they're right near each other on the kicking leaders.
Hot cocoa, hot dog, candy, everything you like. So please make a stop out the Princess stand.
So Kling to kick it off. He's going into a decent breeze. 54 Reyes after the touchdown. He's going to be the first one down there. And does it go out? It rolls out of bounds at the 3 for a penalty, but a good kick. You're going to have the ball go out of bounds. If it's inside the 5, that was pretty close. So Mainland will get the ball. Be interesting to see if they try to do something with it. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. 24-6 Vineland, 1:12 to go. Mainland ball at their own 35. So is that officially a procedure? Kicking it out?
Yeah.
They call that officially a procedure.
Yeah, they changed the rule. It used to be at the 30. They moved it up now to 35.
So Mainland, 2 running backs in the backfield for the first time all night. And they run counter and a little delay in the middle. And that's going to pick up some nice yards before Pacheco comes in, makes the stop. And there's a flag. There's Lane also in on that.
They're going to get it for Pacheco for unsportsmanlike.
Oh, both sides. So offsetting. But yeah, you were right. You got the half of that right. Pacheco very excitable out there and celebrating his hard hit, but it's going to be offsetting fouls. So they both were dead ball, I guess. Yeah, they both were. It's a gain of 11. Offsetting penalties after the play was down will make no change, so it'll be first down for Mainland with 1:02 to go. This is where that Vineland secondary, see if Blakely playing center field can zone in on the quarterback and try to pick something off here. Last week's game ended with a long return by Cosby, who got tracked down deep in the opponent's end. And they're just going to run that counter again and going after the ball, and almost getting it is Anderson. He tried to rip the ball out of his hands. 53 seconds to go. It's second down. Vineland content to let the clock run here.
Second down, 11. Ball was spotted right at the 45.
And Mainland in no hurry. 40 seconds in running. There's a pass over the middle. What a beautiful throw and catch. Marcus Plummer gets that.
Number 9. Marcus Plummer.
So timeout Mainland.
45. He's a third down.
That's their third, Rich.
Time of being 31.
Vineland playing some soft coverage, letting them complete some stuff underneath. It's a gain of 9, 3rd and 1. The Mustangs take a timeout.
I was surprised they threw the ball. I thought they would let the clock run out.
Yeah, I thought they were going to just run it again. And it seems like they made the adjustment. They're going to put some backs back there to try to stop that rush of Vineland's defense.
Unabated.
I'll tell
I
you
like
one.
that. I got to remember that word.
I'll tell you one thing.
Saw
Mainland hasn't gone back to try to run the ball in the middle, though. They've given up on the inside. They're going slightly off tackle and outside of there. There's a draw. And enough for the first down. So the clock will stop with 22 seconds left. Scoreboard showing Mainland having one more timeout, Coach.
Did they?
37.
I trust you over the scoreboard.
No, they would have called it, Rich.
And almost sacked, but doing a nice job staying on his feet until he's finally wrapped up the second time by Anderson, who had him early,
Yeah,
lost him, and got him again.
Rich, they have no timeout.
You're right,
Trust
Coach.
me.
I trusted you over that scoreboard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's going to do it for the first half. The referee signals it. We're at halftime. It's Fighting Clan 24, Mainland 6. Coach, I'm going to regroup during this halftime and try to be my pleasant self again. But take us through what you got there.
Rich, opening kickoff. Mainland took the ball on their own 31-yard line on a 31 pass. Campbell scored from Jones at the 17-4. 7 minutes, 14 seconds, and they went up, and the kick was no good. So they went up 6-0. They then kicked off, and there was an onside kick, and they recovered it. But Vineland stopped them and blocked the punt. Williams on the 13-yard pass from Pacheco at 3:04 tied the score 6-6. Kling's kick was good. They went up 7-6. Again, Mainland was stopped on a 38-yard pass. Phillips from Pacheco at 36 seconds, .5. Vineland went up 13-6. The kick was good. And we were up 14-6 in the first quarter. Mainland got the ball back and went into the second quarter. They punted the ball. And at the 6:52 mark of that second quarter, Kling hit a 31-yard field goal. Line drive into the wind was a great kick to put Vineland up 17-6. We then blocked the punt. Reyes went in to score on a block punt at the 112 mark and put us up 23-6. Kling made the score. Kick good. We went up 24-6. And Mainland had the ball at the end of the half, and the clock ran out when they were down. I think, Rich, they were down about our 30-yard line when the clock ran out. So the score, Rich, at the end of the half is 24-6.
You got it. And we're going to turn it over to the band in a few moments as they have senior night. And then also they'll be honoring Cheyenne McCluskey. I'm so happy to have her here tonight after her stay in the hospital. So we're going to step aside. You stay with us as the VHS Marching Clan and Football Team Senior Night come in right next.
Okay, we'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. As everyone knows, tonight is senior night. So let's clap it up for the seniors at Vineland High School. The first group of seniors we're going to honor are the Vineland High School cheerleaders. Coming out with her family, Alexis Kelly, Angel Kelly, Willis. Wrap it up. Okay, second senior cheerleader we're going to honor tonight, Billy Mattioli, escorted by Michael and Gina Mattioli. Third cheerleader we're going to honor tonight is Elizabeth Cuevas, escorted by Miguel Vasquez and Lauren Pierce. And now for our Vineland football managers, escorted by her family, Gabby Williams. Escorted by her family too is Stephanie. Escorted by Dave, all right. Couldn't do without the cheerleaders and the managers. Please, big round of applause for them. Clap it up. Okay, now this is the first class that we got as a staff as freshmen that are now seniors. We're extremely proud of them. They've worked extremely hard, and you can see what the results have been. Let's clap it up for our seniors. By his family, kick number 13, Robert Kling. Okay, next, senior cornerback, escorted by his family, number 30, Justin Young. Next senior, escorted by his parents, Dylan Farinaccio, number 68. Next senior, escorted by his family, number 5, Cash Phillips. Next senior, escorted by his family, number 3, Rashawn Blakely. Our next senior, number 11, escorted family as well, Vesulius Anthropoulos. Okay, next senior, number 45, escorted by his Richard Lane. Next senior, escorted by Coach Guzman and Coach Smith, Patrell Williams. Next senior, escorted by his family, pink number 51, Daquan Cosby. Next senior, number 74, Ivan Hale, escorted by his mother. Okay, escorted by his family as well, number 52, Jalen Ziegler. Okay, the next senior we'd like to announce, escorted by his family as well, number 40, Jack Banks, four-year starter. Next senior, escorted by his family as well, number 9, Lyndon Williams. This is unbelievable. I can't believe you guys are seniors already. But the next senior I'd like to announce with his full grandma, number 28, Davon Seymour. Okay, if you'd like to take pictures of this time, let's have one last big round of applause for our seniors, cheerleaders, managers, and football players. Thank you so much. I'd like to acknowledge the seniors of the band too. Good luck and great job. Thank you so much.
Now entering the field for your listening and viewing pleasure is the 2016 Vineland High School Marching Clan. The band is led onto the field by drum major Vinny Ponteri. He is assisted by band captain Nastasi Minot, band lieutenant Caleb Lampkin, and color guard captain Ryan Knight. The band director is Mr. William McDevitt. Instructional staff members include Ms. Eileen Bosco, Mr. Matthew Thomas, Mr. Eric Sikorsky, Mr. Justin Feliciano, and guard assistant Dawn Charleston Locke. Today, the band will be presenting the 2016 field show titled Picture This, based on the music by Modeste Mikorsky. The marching band will be hosting a cavalcade of bands competition here at Catone Stadium on Saturday, November 5th, beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. Now sit back and enjoy the 2016 edition of the Vineland High School Marching Clan. Let's hear it again for the Vineland High School Fighting Marching Clan. At this time, we're going to take the time to recognize all of our seniors in the band and their parents. First of all, we have senior Brianna Acosta, and she'll be member filled by her mother and father, Lillian and Hector Acosta. Senior Brandon Afanador, and he'll be met on the field by his mother and father, Griselle and Felix Afanador. Senior Jordan Belvit, he'll be met on the field by his sister, Elizabeth Belvit. Senior Sydney Bennett, escorted by her mother and father, Kendall and Sean Bennett. Senior Tyreek Brown, escorted by his mother, Anna Taylor. Senior Tyler Burns, escorted by his mother and father, Deborah and Jean Burns. Senior Kadisha Campbell, escorted by mother, Sophia Campbell. Senior Frank DiGiorgio, escorted by his mother, father, and sister, Rose, Frank, and Elizabeth DiGiorgio. Senior Jordan Feliciano, escorted by mother, father, and brother, Maritza, Coco, and Justin Feliciano. Senior Gracelyn Galan, escorted by mother and father, Madeline and John Galan. Senior Michaela Guzman, escorted by brothers Devin DeLeon and Zayon Idiom. Senior Robert Jesse, escorted by mother and father Sally and Robert Jesse. Senior Renee Johnson, escorted by mother Janae Haversham. Senior Hannah Joyce, escorted by mother and father Marianne and Vern Joyce. Senior Juliana Juarez Dominguez, escorted by mother Maria Dominguez. Senior Ryan Knight, escorted by father Ryan Knight. Senior Cheyenne Mikowski, escorted by mother and father Christina and Robert Mikowski. Senior Kara Mellicor, escorted by mother and father Michelle and Joseph Mellicor. Senior Nastasi Mignot, escorted by Mother Sharon Poiser. Senior Emily Munoz, escorted by Mom Lisa Munoz and boyfriend Tim Jones. Senior Vincenzo Ponteri, escorted by mother and brother Tina and Dominic Ponteri. Senior Natalie Rivera, escorted by mother and father Violet and Ben Rivera. Senior John Rodriguez, escorted by Father James Rodriguez. Senior Lexi Rodriguez, escorted by Mother and Father Sonia and Israel Rodriguez. Senior Stacy Sanchez Ortiz, escorted by coaches Anna Cinchuola and Lana Cinchuola. Senior William Shaw, escorted by Mr. McDevitt. Senior Giovanni Vecchione, escorted by mother and father Heather and Eugene Vecchione. Senior Isabel Vega, escorted by brother Matthew Marin. And Senior Stephanie Ravely, and she will be escorted by her mother. Let's hear it for all of our senior band members and their parents and escorts. Just a reminder again about our senior kicker, Robert Crane Jr. He's a 12th grade student here at our school, is in an online poll for top football kicker in his division. Robert, again, is a great student athlete and just made the transition from soccer player to football player in September 2015. He currently holds 2 Bound High School football kicking records, most field goals and longest field goals, and is closing in on 3rd place in most PTAs. Currently, Robert is in 3rd place. We are asking that everyone go to the website highschoolsportsnet.com, highschoolsportsnj.com, and vote for Robert Klein. You can vote as often as you want.
Welcome back to Cantone Stadium here with Vineland leading the Mainland Mustangs 24-6. And as you see in your picture, we're about to start the second half. My name is John Parentazzi. I'm the color analyst. My partner, Rich Garber, play-by-play. And Rich, we're about to start the second half.
Yeah, I'll work some of these stats in for you as Vineland starts with the ball. As McLaughlin's set to kick it off. Back deep is Pacheco, in front of him Phillips. See if Vineland can get another nice return. Their return game has been very strong today, only stopped by a hit somebody too hard penalty. It's a new penalty in football, and I'm not going to speak of it anymore as we get underway here in the second half. It's high, comes down to the 15, bobbled a little bit, back on it at the 10, picks up a block, trying to shift his way through. Nice job defensively for the Mustangs. So for Mainland, well, let's talk about Vineland's offense since we have the ball first. Leading the way, Seymour, 8 carries, 66 yards in the first half. Phillips, 5 for 49, including a 38-yard touchdown run. Pacheco, 5 for 44. Pacheco passing, 2 for 4 for 15 yards, an 11-yard touchdown strike to Datrell Williams. And Vasilios Andropoulos with a 1 catch for 6 yards. Vineland was sacked. Pacheco was sacked once for 5 yards. And Vineland had 5 penalties for 50. Phillips in motion. It's a give to Phillips. He's through the middle. Does he have the speed to outrun everybody? He gets through an arm tackle, makes a nifty move at the 40. He's to the 50, and he's going to gear it down and go out of bounds at the Mainland 40 after a big gain. Vineland 8 first downs in that first half, and they did have 1 fumble.
Rich, he gained about, let's see, 10, 30, 44 yards, but he ran about 100. He ran from the right side all the way over there, come clean cross the 50 yards of the width. Kid's got great moves.
Yeah, the moves, the vision, and sometimes he'll undercut instead of just trying to get through. So 1st and 10, fake to Phillips, Pacheco to pass, floats it over the middle, it's complete.
Pass is completed.
And Banks is going to have the reception and the first down at the 21. Nice job by Pacheco with pressure in his face, delivers the high strike to Banks.
The 1st and 10 for the Fighting Clan of Vineland. Ball be spotted at the 23.
Very quickly, Vineland on the move.
2 plays, 70 yards. Not bad, Rich.
30 seconds. They may have, they executed fairly well on offense. 1 drive stop, but that was inside the 5. Vineland looking for a little bit more. It's to give to Seymour through the middle. And he's just so hard to tackle. In the end zone for the score. No flags on the field.
23-yard rule.
May have to call that one a 23-yard jog into there, as that was all power. He's so hard to bring down. So into the end zone for Seymour, who adds to his 66 from the first half. So we're at 30-6 with the extra point from Kling coming. It's Bachma doing the snapping. Good snap. It's placed down. Up and through yet again. So 31-6 Vineland very quickly. In less than a minute, in 55 seconds. So Mainland's going to be getting the ball, and Mainland has 17 rushes in the first half for 3 yards.
Rich, we're 11 points away from.
Well, we had that long halftime honoring all the seniors. We see Coach Guzman and Seymour. It's Coach Guzman, Seymour's freshman year, describing him to me, and he was calling him T.O. He built like Terrell Owens as a freshman. Well, he's much bigger than that now. As he really, you catch him on the field without his pads on, and he can do an interview as an NFL player. He's got that kind of size, and he's just really.
Well, I think one thing that's impressive is the overall strength of the team.
Yes.
It's not just one. Pacheco is strong. Phillips is strong. Reyes is strong. You go right down the line. They're all strong. Banks is strong. Anderson's strong.
Well, at the Vineland Olma girls soccer game, I was standing and talking with Kling, Pacheco, Reyes, and they were crediting a lot of that weight room to Coach Cliff Smith, the defensive coordinator, and scoring through for a minimal return to the 22. And it's not just the hard work they're putting in, but it's the diet that goes with it. It's the commitment that's in there. As I mentioned before, Coach Cliff Smith, the defensive coordinator, is former Washington Redskin, a former Cleveland Brown. I forget the one team in the Arena League. We played twice for the Soul, but once for somebody else. And he brings a lot of knowledge to that side, not just on how to play football, but how to be healthy and get your body right. I work with him in the summer, and there's chicken and tinfoil, and there's water. When we're having all these bad habits, he's not, and that's translated to the kids. 1st and 10. It's a deep handoff and maybe picking up one on the play. It's Dean Hall at quarterback. He's been in since the first quarter. As quarterback who started today, Shamir Jones, started out hot. He was 3 for 5 on that first drive for 71 yards and a touchdown. He had his arm banged up. So as I mentioned, 17 carries for 3 yards in the first half. Campbell 4 for -13. Jones 2 for -6. Just skimming down here a little bit. 3 sacks, 4 first downs. There's Anderson again. He runs past it this time. But look at that pursuit by the defenses. They closed it up. Nice job by Banks turning them in. Ivan Hales cleans it up and makes the stop. Naheem Anderson in that first half, 7 tackles for loss, including a sack. And a couple deflected passes, too.
He's either got them scared to death of him or they're all just moving out because he's really been straightforward right at.
3rd and 6, overthrown. A nice attempt. He's getting up pretty high in the air for that one was Marcus Plummer, the junior at 6'1". Thought that was well over his head, but Mainland the punt now. Well, Anderson had me scared before the game. As I walked onto the field, he was walking off, and he was in street clothes. I'm like, ho, 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 stop the clock. But, of course, he was just heading back to get dressed, thankfully. I was afraid he may have been out of today's action, and things could be a lot different without him in there.
The most exciting play of the game so far. 3 block punts.
Almost blocked.
4.
Good job getting away. You know, those almost blocks where you don't get it and you hit the kicker turn into nightmares. A really nice job on the pressure by Anderson that time. He pulls up before he hits the kicker. Vineland with good field position at their own 41-yard line. And we are 2 minutes and 12 seconds into the second quarter. Vineland already on the board with the score, looking to add to that now.
We're 11 points away.
You can buy here at the top of the stadium.
You know, you do a really nice job tracking the drives. And then the new thing has been tracking when we get up by 35. And as we mentioned in the first half, 5 games in a row. Let's see if Vineland can do it again. Here's the fake. Pacheco has to outrun the defense. He does. And just throwing a little bit behind the intended receiver as he's on the move.
Second down.
As Jack Bergman, the defensive end, they tried to get around him and he really sped up the process there. So 2nd and 10.
Well, he does break the corner, doesn't he? That's one of the real good skills of football, when you can break a corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, usually quarterbacks don't have enough speed to do that, but boy, he sure does.
It's kind of like when football starts in midget football, that's all you ever do. But to be able to do that at this level is just that difficult. There's the fake. Pacheco in a big pile in the middle, comes forward for a gain of about 3 or 4.
Across the 45. To the 47.
Well,
Rich, I can only think of one time we haven't been successful on 3rd down. Down here when they stopped us. 3rd down's been very, very good play for us.
See, Pacheco and Vineland tries to have him jump off sides as it looks like it's 3rd and a long 4. And Pacheco to throw it. Beautiful catch and a beautiful pattern.
Pass is completed.
Nice job on the play by Kent. Kent, the junior receiver at 6'1", 180.
Pass complete to number 18.
Turns in right past the first down marker. No doubt about it. Pacheco with the strike.
What a difference in the passing game when we're seeing them run actual pattern and they'll just go.
Yeah, remember for years.
All we do is fly. Now we're running hooks, slants.
Kent and Vasilios receptions tonight also. The ball's getting spread around. Banks with a reception. Seymour almost loses the handle and chugs forward for about 9 before he's finally brought down.
Across the 40, go about the 37.
Liddy. Very young team from Mainland. A lot of sophomores on the field.
Down, about 2 yards ago for the first.
A couple of freshmen out there. I talked to Tommy Williams from down Ocean City who does all the Cape stats.
Mm-hmm.
He said this is the youngest team you've ever seen in Mainland.
Well, Mainland sends everybody. Pacheco outruns everybody. He makes a move to the inside. Which way is he going to go? To the top. Pick set up. Pacheco. Oh, there's a clip right before he gets in the end zone. An unnecessary block and a clip, and that certainly was a clip. But that'll be a first down for Vineland, and the ball moved back. It should be 1st and 10 from about the 15. Just a little too aggressive on the block that time. Boy, Pacheco's vision. He and Phillips both. They're willing to run 40 yards to turn up and get 8.
You know, it reminds me of, Rich,
No.
playing the games on the video.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you turn the backs and
Yep.
you set them inside, you set them outside.
Well, for those of you listening that remember those games, it's like, I remember the Clearview game when Anderson shook someone off his back. It was kind of, we call it Super Tecmo Bowl. It's kind of what you used to do there, shake the controller and your guy would free up. But it's first down, 1st and 10 actually from the 15. So another touchdown brought back. Little confusion there. Pacheco this time goes down in the middle after a modest gain of 2.
Not sure that's a read or a called play, Rich.
That one looked like a little confusion.
No, he fakes the Seymour and keeps it, but I'm not sure it's a read. I think it's a straight call.
Check on that one. So 2nd and 10. It was no gain on the first one. Seymour runs over a couple people, a couple more, and stretches out. Touchdown. Seymour on a power run through the gut with 7:03 to go.
15 yards.
Back on the scoreboard.
On the carry.
Seymour showing the power tonight in his running attack. And Kling set to kick it again to put Vineland up 38-6 if this is good. Good snap by Bachma, but the ball's put down late by Blakely. He's on his own. He's swarmed over and brought down. Snap was there. Blakely just lost the handle on it. And that's going to be no good. How's that affect your points, Coach? I think we're still all right. Next score, right? All right. Imagine if that would have made it 8. Minute 10 to go. The clock will still with the running clock. Well, that's one thing we've said all year as the game's progressed. Vineland, bigger, faster, and stronger than the people we've played so far. And we wear them down, and things open up. You see the second team really moving the ball well now because these guys have been beat up on the other side just from dealing with the size and strength difference. Well, next week there's not going to be a difference.
No.
You know, when you watch running back versus running back, they're almost
3 weeks, Rich, will it be a telltale?
Yeah. Yeah, without question, your playoff game and the prep in Millville. So, the toughest part of your schedule's coming, and you're not going to wear people down anymore. Lyndon Williams through the middle, into the end zone with 21 seconds left. So Vineland in the end zone again on the score. Nice job after 2 plays and 2 turnovers for that second group, and a lot of that was done with Williams, number 9. As we saw Pacheco cramp up, not knowing if he's hurt or not, what a weapon to have. And senior leader Lyndon Williams that can get some stuff done for you. Vineland second to here. We'll give you a little Vineland St. Augustine. Most points scored from the old Cape team. St. Augustine 44.9 a game. Vineland 40.3 in second. Millville 29.5 in third. Fewest points allowed, Vineland 9.3 a game. Kyle Dobbins leads the way with 88 points in individual scoring. Pacheco fourth with 64. Seymour seventh with 54. And that's not, of course, not counting tonight's games. Team rushing touchdowns leading the way going into the night. St. Augustine with 31. Vineland with 25. Receiving touchdowns led by Naheem Anderson with 7. Zeke Ennis has 4 for St. Augustine. Passing touchdowns, St. Augustine third with 9. 1 behind Millville with 11. Again, of course, that's all coming into tonight. Fondacaro, the kicker for St. Augustine, in second place in kicking with 30 points into tonight. Robert Kling in third. Extra points, it's them 2 again. Field goal leaders. It's Kling in second. So a lot of these things matching up. Defensive touchdowns. St. Augustine 4. They have a big advantage there. Their defense will put up 4 touchdowns. So we are set for a clash of titans next week as Vineland travels to Richland to face the Hermits.
What time's that game, Rich?
Tell you in 1 second, Coach. High kick down to the 22 and hit and dropped. And that's going to probably do it for the game with 15 seconds and counting on the clock. I hope it's a 7. And while you run us down, Coach, I'm going to look and find that sheet. St. Augustine in one poll, number 2, and the other number 1. Vineland at number 24. So that's all set up. So, Coach, after this Vineland win, the first over Mainland since 1988, 50-6 is the Vineland win. What happened in that second half?
Rich, Mainland, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times they had the ball. Absolutely no offense. There's punts, punt, fumble, punt, and they ran out of time here at the end. Vineland, on the other hand, took the opening kickoff and went in 55 seconds on a fine 23-yard run to Seymour. Made it 30-7. Kling's kick was good. Made it to 31. At the 7:03 mark, Seymour in a 15-yard run. Made it 37-6. The kick was no good. We then fumbled the ball, and on a punt by Mainland,